Today we're going to find the perimeter and area of composite figures. Before we can do that, we must understand what a composite figure is. By its definition, a composite figure is made up of figure that is made up of more than one shape. So, to find the perimeter of a composite figure, we simply just add all the sides. Remember, perimeter, of course, is being on the outside, so we're not going to add any sides that are on the inside. To find the area, we have to find the area of all the little parts and add them together. Sometimes we can find parts and subtract them. I'll show you two ways of doing the same problem. Let's see our example. Here we have an example of a composite figure, because we can see that this figure can be made up of in several different ways. Here, one way we can see it is we can see three different rectangles. We can see two rectangles. We can see one rectangle with a rectangle taken out. So let's look at this as two different rectangles. If we separate this as two different rectangles, like so, then we see we have this little section and this section. To find the perimeter, we have to add up all the sides. Here on the top we have 24, 27, 30, and 18. However, what we don't have is what the length of this is and what the length of this particular section is. Now we know the big, huge base is 30 feet wide, and this section of it is 24. So if we take the 30 from the 24, or 30 minus 24 rather, then we would find that the width across this is 6 feet. We do the same thing to find our missing height here. We know the total height is 27 and the height here is 18, which gives us a height of 9 feet. So now we can add up all of our sides: 30, 27, 24, 18, 6, and 9. When we want to add those together, we get 168 feet. So the perimeter of our composite figure is 168 feet. Now to find the area. Remember again that this width here is 6 and this height here is 9. We got that because 18 plus 9 is 27. And 6 plus 24 is 30. So one way of finding the area is to cut this into two separate rectangles. Here we see it as a rectangle that has a width of 24 feet and a height of 18 feet, which gives us an area of 432 square feet. Let's look at the bottom. Here we have a base of 30 and a height of 9. So 30 times 9 is 270 square feet. So to find the area of this composite figure, we add the 270 square feet, which is on the bottom, to the 432 square feet, which is on the top, to get a total of 702 square feet. Let's look at this a slightly different way. Instead of seeing this as two separate rectangles, let's look at this as a possibility of it being a single rectangle with this piece cut out. So that would make the total height of our rectangle, the original rectangle, 27, and the base 30, which gives us a total of 810 square feet. But we need to cut this section out. So we're going to subtract the area of this one. Here we know that the height is 18 and the base is 6. So that gives us 18 times 6, which is 108. So if we subtract 108 square feet from 810, we get 702 square feet. The same as if we would have added the different parts. It really doesn't matter which approach that you take, as long as you're comfortable with that approach and you can see what you're doing.